So, if I was NASCAR's new CEO, in this video, I'm going to tell you guys what changes I would enforce. So basically, if any rules or any adjustments to when it comes to the races or fan experience or how the races will work, that's what I'm going to tell you guys in this video. So yeah, guys, so I'm going to be telling you guys what changes I would make if I was NASCAR's CEO. So yeah, in no particular order, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, guys. And before I start, uh, don't take anything too seriously. This is just, for entertainment and, as well as, guys, again, this is my opinion too. So yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. For my first rule change, this one's a big one to me, and it is the double yellow line rule, guys. So basically what it is if you force a driver below the double yellow line, or if you pass a driver below the double yellow line, this is at super speedways. That means if you do that, you will get penalized. But I will tweak it to make it to a point now that where that rule will no longer be in effect either on the final lap of the stages and the last lap of the race. So basically, that rule will be completely abolished on the final lap of the stages, and the final lap of the overall race. I've seen finishes that if that double yellow line rule wasn't in place, finish would be absolutely insane. It will have more than controversy. I can give you some good examples of those, like the 2018 Xfinity Series Daytona finish. Justin Haley made a move to the inside of Kyle Larson with a 3-wide move to the inside. That was a beautiful pass for the lead and for the win. And unfortunately, because of this, NASCAR did penalize Justin Haley, and that gave the win to Kyle Larson. And I can think of another incident between Reagan Smith and Tony Stewart. Like if that yellow line rule would have been in place, that would have been a close finish. And as well as recently, just 5 seasons ago, Denny Hamlin, that whole entire finish to that race where I was there in person. Yeah, just I do not like it when the yellow line rule is enforced, especially on the final laps of each race. So, yeah, guys, this is the adjustment I would make to this rule. I would keep it for safety, of course. Keep that in mind. But when it comes to the final laps of the race, drivers need to make moves when needed to make moves. Like, it's so much better if the rule would be abolished on the final lap of the race. So that's what change I would make. Now let's talk about overtime finishes. This is the second change I would make. Limited overtimes now. I do not want to have another Nashville race from last season where we went to 5 overtime finishes. 5! That is too crazy. So now for this rule change, I will limit the overtimes to just 2 only. And if we get a caution on the second overtime before the white flag, then whoever's in front at the time of caution is the race winner. I don't want to have another Nashville race from last season where we went to 5 overtimes. So that's why I'm putting it in place. I just don't want things to be too chaotic and too out of control to the point where it might take an hour just to get 2 laps in. Like, I don't want to have to deal with that. So yeah, guys, if I was NASCAR's CEO, I would enforce this rule. Now let's get down to the third one. This is involving, the playoff field. I would cut it from 16 from starting originally from 16. I would chop it down to 12. So yeah, guys, if you want me to talk about how I would make adjustments to the playoff format, that would be in a separate video. If you want me to talk about the playoff format and everything else, but that would be when the playoffs actually begin, like around September, around that time. So yeah, guys, so basically what this is basically chopping the starting playoff field to just the 12 drivers only, not 16. It will be 12. Go back in the early 2010s, late 2000s, from the first once the NASCAR chase has started. So yeah, from around that time, so the NASCAR playoff field is going to be cut down to just 12 drivers only. Would be better than 16. So yeah. Now this kind of goes hand in hand. But yeah, I would no longer the win in your end system will no longer be in use. Basically meaning we have a win in your end system now that if you win a race, it will automatically guarantee a spot in the playoffs. That ain't gonna happen now. If I am NASCAR CEO, I would get rid of it. A win will not guarantee you a place in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. So basically, if you're like lower than the cut line in points, a win will not guarantee you into the playoffs. So down to the next one, which is this one involves qualifying. So basically, NASCAR qualifying. I will. In my opinion, NASCAR drivers should be awarded more for winning the pole for each race. And if you win the pole, NASCAR will give you 5 points if you win the pole. If you start first and win the pole for each race, you will get 5 extra points. Basically, if you start first, you get 5 points. That will win you something for qualifying. So yeah, I just wanted to make this rule to make things more interesting, and drivers actually winning something when it comes to the points portion, when it comes to the points. So yeah, that will help you in the season. So yeah, now we got to the next one. Dude, this is gonna be the next one. I will of course keep stage racing, but I will not be throwing out cautions. So basically, on the final lap of the stage, after when the driver takes the green and white checker for the stage win, there will not be a caution and the race will still keep going, guys. I feel like this is just because to keep the flow of the race going. I feel like this would be better to help the flow of the race, and as well as different strategies, of course, coming into play too. So, and now this next one is going to involve the fan experience. If a race does get postponed and you cannot, and if you don't plan on attending or you can't attend the day after the race's original date, NASCAR will force for, I don't know really how the track and everything with the ticket sales work or anything. But if I was NASCAR CEO, I would make sure you cannot make it to the new date when the postponement happens on Sunday or whatever that date is, you will get your money back. Like back in 2021, I was originally supposed to be at the 2021 Talladega NASCAR Cup Series playoff race. But unfortunately, it got postponed to Monday due to bad weather. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay because, school and everything else. If you can't go, if you unfortunately can't due to work or school or whatever reasons, NASCAR should give you the tracks, NASCAR, whoever's involved should give you your money back 100%. So, and the last rule I would enforce is NASCAR Cup Series drivers can only race up to 3 races in each lower series. So basically, if Kyle Larson wants to race in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, he can only race up to 3 races of his choice. So yeah, after he races those 3 races, he's no longer allowed to race in them. So yeah, and then another example is, for example, Kyle Busch. If he wants to race in a truck series, he's only allowed to race up to 3 races. After that, he can't race in any more of them. So yeah, this is to help, um, Xfinity Series starters have more chances of winning races. So yeah, that's what is helpful. That's what this rule will be enforced for. So that will conclude it, guys, for what rule changes or changes I would enforce, if I was NASCAR CEO, guys. Like I said, guys, I hope you guys had fun watching this video, and yeah, let me know what you think about these rules and adjustments down below. So anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.